What's going on, everybody, and welcome to Tuesday, April 27th, 2021, and we're here for another episode of the Casual Fan Podcast, the hardest working, most accurate, most entertaining sports gambling podcast on the internet. My name is Pastor and commentator, and in this episode, we're going to make up for lost time by picking absolute locks for the NHL night. There's a bunch of games on Tuesday and a bunch of games on Wednesday, so I'm going to give you guys a quick power rankings and then dive into who I'm picking so that you can double your money on a great 2-team parlay, or a 3-team parlay, or a 5-team parlay. And remember, everyone, you're only a degenerate if you lose. Before we get started, please make sure to like and subscribe, and if you haven't subscribed yet, what are you waiting for? Like this video. Like this video. I'm not selling you anything. Like the video right now. Do it. What are you waiting for? Just kidding. Like the video. All right, with that out of the way, let's get into our power ranking. The very first division I'm going to talk about is the East because it's kind of a cluster at the top and then the rest kind of fall off. You got the Caps, the Penguins, the Islanders, and the Bruins. They're all dangerous teams. They're all very good and they're all contenders. You got to watch out for this East division with those four. After that, you have the Rangers, who have been on an uptick since Panarin has rejoined the team. Zibanejad has been hot of late. They're rolling pretty good for a team that's now in the middle of the pack. The Flyers have been trending downward steadily since the beginning of the season. They had a great start, and now they're absolute bums. It's tough to see. They're still pretty good, so they can get wins, but I wouldn't bet on them often. And after that, you have the Devils, who have just traded away Kyle Palmieri. I mean, they're not really contending. They're pretty much tanking at this point. And obviously, the Sabres at the bottom of the barrel. Now, in the Central Division, you have the Carolina Hurricanes, who are legitimately one of the best teams in the league. They are trailed by the Panthers, who are surprisingly dangerous, and the Tampa Bay Lightning are right behind them. After that, it's a bunch of teams that don't really matter. The Stars, the Predators, the Blackhawks, and then well below them is the Red Wings and the Columbus Blue Jackets, who have also absolutely been nosediving. Now in the West, truly, the Colorado Avalanche and the Vegas Golden Knights are fighting for best teams in the division. You could argue that maybe that division isn't as strong and that's why they're picking up wins, but they're also getting wins against each other. I don't know. Those teams look like powerhouses. The Minnesota Wild are hanging in there, but they're a little bit below, and then everyone else, they're not going to make it. Those are the three teams that are going to make the playoffs. Colorado clinched playoffs before anyone even realized the season was on. Now in the North Division, there's a lot of divergence. The Winnipeg Jets got close to the Leafs, and then they didn't pick up a single point over the weekend, so the Leafs have established themselves in first. Frederik Andersen's now coming back. Everyone forgets. This guy's a pretty good goalie. They've been playing well without Andersen, and that's going to be a definite upgrade. Nick Foligno looks to be a good addition for the team. They're playing physical. They're playing well. Look out for the Maple Leafs. Also, stop talking about them. There's a lot of pressure on the team already. Let's talk about the Oilers. You got the Oilers and the Jets. These teams are fighting for second. The Oilers are always going to be dangerous with Connor McDavid. They just beat the Jets. They put up 6 goals. They like to score. Are they a real team? When you look at the roster, not that impressed. Really not that deep. Don't like their goaltending, don't like their defense, don't like their background forwards. I'm not that impressed. Connor McDavid's obviously amazing, so that's what you got to bet on. Jets look good, took some injuries, that's going to be tough. Sorry, you guys lost. After that, you got the Habs trending down, you got the Canucks who just got COVID, you got the Flames who had a super disappointing season, and then the Sens are at the bottom. So overall, if you're asking me which teams are the best in the league, you got the Vegas Golden Knights, the Colorado Avalanche, the Carolina Hurricanes, and then it's just a scrap for the next 10 teams. But use that and bet your money based on all of that. So let's get into predictions for Tuesday and Wednesday night, starting with Tuesday at 7 o'clock. You have the New York Islanders as minus 115 favorites against the Washington Capitals, slight 105. This is a stay away game for me. As I mentioned in the power rankings, these teams are very close. Next game, you got Philly versus the Devils. Philly is better than the Devils, who are in a complete nosedive, but Philly is a shaky team, so tread lightly on this game. Sabres and Rangers, I'm going to take the Rangers in this one. The Sabres are playing for pride now after basically they've been getting it handed to them all season, and they're probably a little bit pissed off about it. So I would imagine the Sabres are going to be playing hard towards the end of the season, and the Devils truly have packed it in. However, the Rangers are a much better team, and they've been actually playing pretty well. Next, you get the Boston Bruins and the Pittsburgh Penguins. Again, I'm staying away from this because these teams are very close in the standings, and this is going to be a playoff hockey game. Devils and Columbus, this is the opposite case. These are bottom feeders. Both of them are so bad they cancel each other out. You don't know if it's going to be a blowout or a close game, high scoring, low scoring, stay away. Tampa and Chicago, here's a real play. Tampa is a minus 192 favorite, and the Hawks are a plus 167 underdog. I would probably parlay Tampa with the Rangers if we're talking about games that are likely to actually hit. The over is also 10-2 in the Lightning's last 12 games as a road favorite, and it's 4-1 against a team with a losing record. The over is also 5-2 in the Lightning's last 7 games when their opponent scores 2 or less from the previous game. Bet the over, bet the Lightning. Next game, you have the Florida Panthers as minus 115 favorites against the Nashville Predators, minus 105 slight underdogs. Did I screw that up earlier? I forget. Road team is 7-3 in the last 10. Favorite is 5-2 in the last 7. Panthers are 4-1 in the last 5 meetings in Nashville. Give me the Florida Cats all day. And the last game also might be a play. I'll give you my official bets at the end of the video, but the Carolina Hurricanes against the Dallas Stars. In my power rankings, I mentioned that the Carolina Hurricanes are one of the best teams in the league. However, they're 4-11 in the last 15 meetings in Dallas, and the under is 7-3 in the last 10 meetings. That said, I would probably still lean towards the Hurricanes winning this game. Now for the Wednesday games, you have a couple of big matchups. There's one between the Colorado Avalanche and the Vegas Golden Knights that I'm not going to touch. You got the Toronto Maple Leafs and the Montreal Canadiens. That always seems to be a close game. I'm not going to touch that one. You have the Oilers and the Winnipeg Jets, and that one could go either way, although I'm probably going to lean towards the Oilers. The Canucks and the Ottawa Senators, I got to go towards the Canucks because they're probably going to be a little bit fresher and they're a better team on paper. Then you have the Blues, who have been playing really well recently, and the Minnesota Wild, who have also been trending upwards. So really, the only games I'm actually going to play tonight, and they're risky, it's going to be the Coyotes over the San Jose Sharks. I'm going to bet the Ducks and the Kings goes under, and I'm going to parlay that as a 2-team parlay. So with all that information, I'm going to give you my official picks, who is going to win and who's going to lose over the next 2 days in the NHL. So far, I've been absolutely electric for the entire season. Probably the best NHL sports gambling podcast in the entire world. Not that these picks mean anything. I haven't put money on all of them. But my official picks for the next 2 days: Capitals, Flyers, Rangers, Penguins, Red Wings, Lightning, Panthers, and the Hurricanes. And then on Wednesday night, Canucks, Blues, Leafs, Oilers, Avalanche, Kings, and the Arizona Coyotes. Now I'm also going to give you my official bets, the ones that I'm actually going to put money on. When I win, you win. When you win, I lose. Wait, that's not what it is. When I win, you win. When you lose, I lose. My official bets for Tuesday and Wednesday night, beginning with Tuesday night: the Rangers and the Lightning in a 2-team parlay that should double your money. And in a separate 2-team parlay, the Hurricanes and the Panthers. Those are both heavy favorites, and it should double your money as well, for a total of quadruple your money on Tuesday night. You're welcome. Now Wednesday, as I mentioned, these are incredibly close games. The only ones I'm going to play is the Arizona Coyotes parlayed with the Ducks and Kings under. Very risky parlay. Would tread lightly. If you want to have more fun, pick your favorite team in each of the matchups, because these are big rivalries right now. So everyone watch. This is going to be great NHL. It's playoff action at this point. All the teams are playing to win, not for overtime, so it should be exciting. Thank you to everyone who's watching. Sorry I missed a couple episodes. Your boy's got a job, so it gets harder to make these podcasts. Unfortunately, the cruelty of life is that we can't all follow our dreams. So anyways, I'll see you in the next episode. I'll get one out when I can. Thank you to Ben's Best Bets for making baseball content and stuff, and David Rubin for the UFC, Yuri Kagi for the Formula One, Papa Mino for the NBA, and anyone else who wants to contribute to this thing, hop on. You're literally all welcome. See you guys in the next episode. Thank you for watching. Goodbye.